the Star Wars stuff. So the movie, we knew there wasn't going to be a trailer because there was kind of buzz about whether it was going to be, but
It was kind of a trailer.
No, but there was questions whether it was going to be a real trailer.
Right.
And the reason we beforehand we were talking about it, you would have heard some kind of rumblings of something coming, some kind of trailer, and they're going to usually debut that during Monday Night Football. So we weren't shocked, and especially when they started off the panel with Star Wars. It was the first one out. We said definitely not getting a trailer. They brought the cast out. People were talking. JJ was talking, and Kerry Russell just talked. Basically, she's had a past relationship with Poe. Then Oscar Isaac and John Boyega kind of goofed a little bit about, hey, wait a minute, pretending he was jealous because all the rumors about them having a relationship.
He said he was experimenting.
Yes. But then they showed this thing that released today. Everybody got a chance now, hopefully, to see this now because they released it today, and it was kind of like a first look. And it starts off, and the first thing you see is the twin sons and Luke, and it goes through the original trilogy,
Legacy
then
trailer.
back into the prequels, and it leads up all the way through the new trilogy here, and then we see this vision of them kind of going into this village. Where's this village? What's this adventure that they're all going on together? Another thing that they're pulling from the comics, they have C-3PO, but it was a different droid, but he's got the red eyes.
Yeah.
You know, that's West War droid type shit going down. They show all the starfighters that was a great
That
scene.
is my favorite shot
Yeah.
in a lot of Star Wars. I mean, it's new, but my God, that was beautiful.
That was really cool.
cool.
That was good. And then they have the fight between Kylo and Rey on some whatever it is, and they're in the
Looks
water.
like Death Star wreckage.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
it
saw
looks
the
like.
turret.
But while they're fighting, you also hear your journey has come to an end.
And some kind of breathing thing.
Yeah, it sounded like Vader a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then with that reveal, you see Rey with the hood, and then it almost looked like nunchucks at first, but then it turns out to be the double-bladed kind of Sith saber. So then everybody starts talking about it. What does this mean?
Yeah.
So I start with you, Roxy. What does this mean?
Well, I know the least of anybody in this room, but I guess the question is real or vision? I mean,
Yeah.
is this something that's actually happening, or is this something?
What do you say?
I think the fact that they're showing this means that it's probably a vision,
Okay.
but you can make an argument for either side. Actually,
You're going to say vision.
if I had to.
Riley.
We know JJ does the mystery box. He wouldn't reveal this unless it was like this reveal without showing it to us would be very important plot wise in the movie to witness it there. So I'm
Vision?
going on Vision or she could be a clone.
You
I
taking my theory.
I think it's clone. Yeah.
I don't.
Wait, vision or clone?
It's clone. That's my theory.
I saw a lot of Ray clones. I still don't know if that's a mainstream thing, and so I would be surprised if they did that.
I'm going to change your opinion.
Maybe.
I'll change your opinion.
Here's what else.
You could
agree.
definitely change mine.
I see Roxy's point.
Well, they've already set it up that she's a clone. I'll tell you.
Okay, I've seen Roxy's point about it being that's why I naturally went. But remember, Rey has always been very determined to turn Kylo, and even in the throne room, she is trying to convince him to turn on Snoke. So Rey always seems to have, in a mental way, kind of half a step ahead of everyone else. And I wonder if she concedes a bit to go with the Emperor in order to turn Kylo and redeem him
So-
and fight and pull him back.
Reverse psychology almost.
Yeah,
I love
almost.
that.
Where
I
she
love that.
kind of works with him, and then she shows him the way back to redemption because she's willing to go into the darkness and then still walk back out into the light.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they've been setting up clone from the beginning.
Look at the Vision in 8.
You're taking all my theories.
Oh, sorry.
So you're,
Hey, you
want
wanna talk together then?
You're saying that the one that we saw is her clone, or that she is a clone.
So what we have seen, whether or not that version of her that we see in this trailer is the Rey that we know or not, I don't know. It could be not. But the one thing that I say is absolutely what Riley just said. Episode 8, right? They are. She's in that cave and she's hoping to see her future, and all she sees is a whole bunch of Reys and a click, and that's all she gets. That's supposed to show you where you come from. The other thing is maybe Kylo wasn't lying. Filthy junk traders, right? But they weren't her parents. They were people who were raising this version of the clone.
Yeah.
The Emperor was building and working on Jakku for a reason, because there's a Sith temple underneath Jakku. There are Sith relics underneath. He's been working. It's very strong in the dark side that he's been working, playing. Snoke, what girl? He knew something was going on with the girl, right? The Emperor has been doing stuff with this particular with the clone. I've also said that because of that floating hand thing that was supposed to happen in episode 7, it was supposed to be there was a shot of the floating hand that was supposed to be a big part of Luke's hand from after he gets it cut off by Vader. It was supposed to have some kind of significance, and they just got rid of it.
So you think clone?
I think that she's cloned from Luke. I think she's cloned from Anakin. I think she's cloned from Palpatine. I think she's.
You
I
think
think
she's cloned from all of them?
I think he has been taking
like
samples.
Petri dish.
Petri dish for
I
the
think-
most powerful Sith he can create.
ever, because then it explains
Who
why.
from who? That
Yeah,
who can
man.
create?
We
That-
got Roka.
But
Wait,
that-
that who can create?
Palpatine.
That Palpatine.
Because now-
Palpatine
because
has
that's
been
what he
doing
said,
this.
your journey has now come to an end.
So
because he thinks that, because think about it, he has been taking these samples from all of these people from all over history and doing all this research on how to bring back and bringing back people, right? And he's able to do that with himself. But then he's able to clone all these different powerful people. That answers your question. Then how is she just able to mind read like that?
Yep.
Because she's a motherfucking the most powerful
yeah.
thing of all time, and she's able to. How is she able to
But-
pick up the lightsaber so quick? Right there, you have all the answers.
But what was his guarantee that she would be bad?
Well, we don't know. That's the other thing I thought about. Here's two other things. Kylo Ren says to Hux in Episode 7, maybe we do another clone army.
Yep.
It's already been in the works, right? But as far as being bad goes, Order 66, Palpatine, click the button, and all these troopers, these clones that were good guys, friends, turned on the
They
drop
switch.
of a hat.
So
Yeah.
you think that he thinks he could turn her ultimately?
Or it's just a switch. It's just another switch, something that could happen. Maybe she's been out in the world.
Why
to
hasn't
be-
he done it yet then?
Because that's not part of the plan yet. Is it that your journey has come to an end?
So
Well,
what is the plan ultimately then?
I don't know.
We
That I don't know.
What
Oh,
if
you don't know.
what if Rey walks up? We've seen Rey.
I
We
like
saw
this.
this.
Yeah.
We saw this trailer. Now Rey is fighting Kylo Ren somewhere in the ocean on this thing. What if she goes in to the area where the Emperor is, and that's where the clone appears, and we have Rey fight her clone? That's a theory.
Also
I'm
possible. Also, I mean, because of that snap and because of all those different versions, maybe there are more Rays out there. Maybe and does it get science fiction-y? Yeah, sure. But Clone Wars is very science fiction-y. Rebels, when done right, it can work. When you first hear about it as a Star Wars, I don't know. But if you see it and it's executed the right way, that could be Rey fighting Rey, or she's got to snap and she's got to be brought back.
Let me ask you this: if it's not a clone, if
Yeah.
that is not a clone, what do you think's happening? Or do you think there's no shot?
I hope it's not a vision. I just think another vision or a dream is lazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well, 'cause I want that.
I
but it's
kind of agree with
it's just like,
that.
I see myself as a Sith. If I'm not dangerous, if I don't take care of myself and right down the path, I get turned bad. Yeah, that's everybody. That's
Listen,
everybody.
I do it in every Star Wars conversation. Dark Empire is one of my favorite books. It's not canon, but Luke Skywalker goes to the dark side to basically save the rebellion again for the Emperor.
This is what I think is happening.
So
I
what
hear
if?
your
And
clone.
now you just jarred it loose again, Roka. Yeah, your theory. What if she does go to the dark side? I have to learn that side.
Yes.
In order to
pull Kylo back.
infiltrate.
to infiltrate,
And
that
pull
maybe
Kylo
not even
back.
knowing that she's doing that. Maybe that's not the intention right away.
If
should
this was
speak to
three,
him the
if
whole
this was
time.
3 movies, I'd give
Yes,
it to you. But
I know.
But in one movie to reveal that the Emperor is back, why is he back? What's
Yeah.
his plan? What's he been working on? Well, I've been working on this. And the other thing they've talked about is tying together all 9 movies.
Yep.
You tie it together with the clones and potentially Order 66. You tie it to get Episode 5 together with the hand. You tie it together with things in the past. With Plagueis. You can tie.
Does would her being a clone potentially make her related to Kylo then?
She would be related to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, because she comes from the DNA of all of these great warriors and great people, and Palpatine himself. So if that is the case, because imagine also Darth Bane, all these other things that he is, because in the novels and in comics, he's been collecting all these relics and going to the outer regions to find all these Sith artifacts, and maybe this was the goal, to create the ultimate Sith weapon. Because the Sith troopers are also appearing in this, and they had descriptions, not just it's just them dressing to pay homage. No, they're taking like old art, like they're going back into time. What I forget what the description was of how they're doing actual Sith troopers and what they're doing. These Sith troopers are trained in like the arts.
Yeah. But, look, I think you make great points, and echoing the clone stuff. My concern is I don't know. So you're saying that Rey, from the beginning, has been a clone.
Yes.
I don't know if the public will be happy with that. in the mainstream. And for the nerds, yes, the Star Wars nerds will love it. But the mainstream public, who you want to come and see it over and over again, will be like, wait, so this girl we've been following for 2 movies, this symbol of empowerment, we're going to turn her into a clone that a dude
Why
created?
can't a clone have
Wait, but
empowerment?
then-
Look at Ex Machina.
Then you start arguing that whole point. Well,
Yeah.
is it have self-actualization or not, or is it being controlled? And that's where I start
I think
to worry
sometimes we
about
got to
it.
go over just like what people are going to think and whether or not it's going to be socially acceptable.
No.
I don't know, but I'm saying
I get what you're saying.
What I'm saying is,
just
as
saying the mainstream
storytellers,
stuff.
but what I'm saying is, storytellers, you got to tell the best story because
Sure.
if you tell the best story and it works and it all makes sense, then the public is going to say that's a good story.
But
As opposed to
can I
going,
give you my
"Oh,
30
wait a
second
minute."
counter?
Yeah.
Because you said everything's connected. It's also connected from the first time Luke goes into that tree and fights himself. Everyone's
Cave.
always the cave. Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone's always been afraid to face the dark, to go too deep in the dark. So Yoda says, Kenobi else comes. Well, she's not. She's willing to go into
Right.
it because she can come back out of it.
It's a good
and
point.
fight. And that's what I think. It still would be
It's
connected.
a good point, but the thing
But I
is,
hear your point too.
my thing is just what's the overall thing for Palpatine?
Yeah,
then?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if it's just like Palpatine, I'm back.
Well,
Yeah, then
let me-
that takes away from
Instead
Return of
of
the
a
Jedi.
plan,
But
a
also
big-
with Rey, wouldn't it be fascinating to see Rey gripping with the fact I'm going to go back to Jakku and find my parents, and then it's like you don't have parents,
You don't
you're
have
a
parents.
clone.
You were
What does
raised
that
by
do?
those drunk traders.
But
Can we be
What does that do
clear?
for her?
So we
Kanata
keep
does
using
say.
the term clone,
Yeah.
right? And when I think clone, I think, okay, Christian, I'm taking your DNA and I am making you again.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
died. I have cloned you. I make a new Christian. He looks like Christian. He talks like Christian.
Yeah.
That's not what you guys are saying, correct? You're not saying that this is the daughter of somebody and then they took that person
Right.
and cloned them. You're saying that they, in a petri dish, took all this different DNA and
Like the clone
handmade a
troopers.
person.
Almost a
The
Frankenstein.
clone
Right.
troopers were taken from Jango Fett, right? But then modified and changed and turned into the
Right.
super soldier, and that is what they're probably going to do.
That's another thing that unites the whole
because
saga.
Jango,
But are
Boba
you
Fett,
saying that there's multiple people that look exactly like her, or are you saying there's one and she is it?
I'm not sold on either one of those
Okay.
theories. I'm just saying I think one way or another she is probably designed from a whole. Since that floating hand thing, I just never sat with the fact that they just got rid of it. It was supposed to be the opening of the movie, and they shot it. And it was supposed to be the opening of the movie, and then I think it plays into a lot of those visions that we saw in Episode 7. That why is all that stuff there?
Do you think it's possible that it's half that she is like her mom gave birth to her, but with a mixture of all different?
Like she was modified?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think it's more because if you go to those visions, how does she know about the Bespin thing? It's not just because of the lightsaber. And if it was, how is she mentally able to see all of that? They never explore it again. She goes into, there's so much stuff, even with these are your first steps. Like, what were your first steps? There's like,
Yeah.
there's so many questions.
Also, the Kanata thing, right? She says your future's not back here; it's forward. Right?
Right.
This is what you're searching for is forward. It's
Right.
not back. So you might. I mean, I'm saying you could be right, and there's certainly evidence to point towards.
I think people hear clone right now and they go, "Oh man, it's so science fictiony. I don't know, clones." But if you think about what Palpatine has done and what he has done as far as research, and he's able to bring himself back. Like, why hasn't he been? Because look at her.
I mean, I don't think of it as science fiction-y when you break it down. It's more like stem cell research.
Yeah.
Like, we're not. I mean,
making a cocktail.
Yeah, you're making a cocktail and you're birthing it.
Yeah, I mean, because she's in that picture, right? But they're flashing on the screen. Like, can you guys zoom into her face? Like, she's like pale.
Yeah.
Like that's full on dark side
Yeah.
Sith shit
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That's not just like, oh, I'm trying to pretend to tap into the dark side. That is I am converted. I am.
Angelina
that would be
Jolie.
part of
You're right. I'm looking at Roxy.
That's where I think it makes more sense that is a clone, a Sith clone of Rey, and that she's going to face herself.
Which would be interesting. And it's because maybe
They've set themselves up for success here because there's so many interesting storylines.
Yeah.
I just don't. Flashback to me is dull.
Yeah.
it's so dull, and it's just like
It's like when you wake up and it's a dream.
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
it's
it's
not
a-
real,
yeah,
and
it's
it's,
just
I want
dull.
it to mean something for the plot and
Yes.
the characters.
And this would, if they do it that way. But curious for what you guys think, because we're almost out of time here. Do you guys think that is Rey a clone? Is it a flashback? Is it legit? Did she just go to the dark side, and does Kylo have to bring her back? Very curious what you guys think.
I was saying vision. You think possible flashback.
Vision or Vision, more so
Okay,
Vision,
okay.
more so Vision.
So you don't think this is something from her past that she's realizing?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, who knows?
knows?
But no, I think that is something. That's something else. If you go back to flashback and you reveal but the thing is as
When would
a
it?
young girl.
Yeah.
I want to give a spoiler to Knights of the Old Republic. It's from 2003. So if you haven't played the game, then you probably shut off the show now. Okay.
Oh, God!
So shut it off. Okay. In the game, this is the thing that I told you. My favorite twist is you're
Right.
playing as this character for the whole time, and it turns out because they keep talking about Darth Revan, he was the baddest Sith Lord of all time. Turns out you are Darth Revan, and you are, and they've basically got you under this amnesia type spell as a Jedi, to where you're fighting for them, and then you snap out of it. What if that's what happened with her? Maybe they take the Knights of the Republic. I don't think that's the case, but what if they take that from the game?
That would be
and she was
crazy.
a badass. But how come we've never heard of her? Maybe she's an ancient Sith Lord. I don't know. But I happen to think it's more of the line of they created her because she remembers herself as the little girl.
Yeah.
So unless that was just a bullshit vision, like Matrix, when you have all these fake memories and
Gotta
and
love
all
the
these things.
Matrix.
But right. But what if you have all the? What if they just implanted fake memories into her? Either way, cool stuff. Cool
Very
vision.
cool.
They got the conversation going.